So today's video will be discussing lash wrapping, threading, isolation, padding, and how to achieve the slanted or straight lash look. Hi my loves, if you are new here, thank you very much for coming. If you are old here, you know how we do it. So in this video, some of you know how long I have been in this journey as a lash artist and how I'm trying to improve. I'll be walking you through some of the things I have learned in my journey as a lash artist from beginner to expert. So every time I learn something new, I'll be here to share them with you. So what is lash wrapping? So if we talk about lash wrapping, I know there are a lot of ways that most people do their lashes. Some people do put their extensions on top underneath. Some people put the extension beside it. But what we mostly do as technicians is we put it on top to avoid the glue from pricking the under eye. Right. So if you are going by this technique, when you create a fan, you try to wrap the loose ends of the fan with the natural lash. So you're not just placing it on top. If that's your technique, this time around, you're wiggling it around the natural lashes until it holds firmly, such that when you try tagging it, it's no longer tagging. That is lash wrapping. If you are struggling with retention, I recommend this technique. The next is threading. This particular technique, it's basically threading the natural lashes in between the fan that you have. So this time around, you are taking the fan, you put in a bit extra more glue, and then you thread the natural lashes through the fan, and you make sure it sits well with the base of the natural lashes, especially if the person has curly lashes. This is advisable. If the curl pattern is making it very difficult for you to put the lash on top of it, mostly I would end up putting the lash beneath it, as if the person has extremely curly lashes, or beside it. But you could try the threading method. My third point would be isolation, isolating the natural lashes from each other. Usually, when you do not isolate, you end up clamping the lashes together. It feels very uncomfortable when you do not isolate. If you find isolation very difficult, this is why I suggest the isolation method where the padding is used. This method is usually used for when the client has lots of lashes, when the client's lashes are very curly, and then you have a problem isolating, or you have not mastered the art of isolation yet. If you've not mastered the art of isolation yet, it's simple. So you let the client lay back, you prep the client's eye, you apply the eye patch on top of the lashes, the natural lashes. You just apply it on top of it. You bring out the first layer, you fix it, you tape it back on the eyes, and then you fix the bottom layer. So that is for isolation. The third method is the padding method. I noticed that sometimes when I put the pad under and then I apply the tape on top, it doesn't still hold the natural lashes down, the bottom lashes, it doesn't still hold it down. So I figured out that if you're having difficulty with holding the natural lashes down, maybe you need your pad for you to be able to map what you are doing. So you can still keep your pad. Keep your pad underneath the bottom lashes. That is what works for me. This is my I figured out moment. My fifth and final video for today would be achieving that diagonal or straight look. If you want to achieve this particular look, you would tape your lashes to the sides. So you tape the left to the left, the right to the right. So that when you are putting your extensions on, you slightly tilt your fans to look towards the diagonal direction. Okay. Yes, and also one thing I have learned over time with my mapping is I'm mapping tools. So if I'm to do 12, my next map is going to be 14, and then my next map is going to be 16. If I'm doing 12, 14, 16, it means that my classics would follow in that order. After 12, I do 13, and after 13, because my hybrid is 14, I do 15. I don't skip to 16. So this would keep the lash looking in order. So these are 5 things that I have learned on my journey. I believe some of these things will change, and I believe there are better ways to go about some of these things. But this particular video is going to be a series, and every time I learn something new, I'll be back here to share them with you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Until I see you next time.